broadcast is streamed and produced by Midnight Sports and is not affiliated with any hockey organization, club, or team. Midnight Sports is comprised of hockey parents who stream games for friends and family who cannot attend the games in person. Well, hello and welcome on in to Exton, PA for Game 4 of this August EJEPL showcase for your New York Stars. Coffee not quite hitting yet here in Exton. Earlier drive. So bear with us as we get set. Just waiting for the teams to come out. 5 minutes on the warm-up clock. Ice has been cut. And the team from Coney Island taking on the Genesis Hockey Club Diamond 2 team today. That Genesis Hockey Club won on Friday 5-0 over the Long Island Kings. Dropped a heartbreaker against the Long Island Edge, a fellow Tier 2 New York State competitor for the Stars, by a score of 3-2. It was a goal with about 24 seconds left in that game that separated those clubs, but they came back in the afternoon yesterday and beat the Peconic Wildcats 4-2. And so Genesis looking to extend their record to 3-1 here at the EJ Showcase. They'll take on a New York Stars team that's looking to get back to 500 after dropping yesterday afternoon's decision 5-1 to the Pennsylvania Huntsmen at the Huntsmen's home rink. Stars were a little bit short-benched yesterday due to injury and absence, and it looked to catch up to them in the second half of the second half as the legs got a little tired, as they often do in August hockey. Still getting back into the swing of things, but grateful for this August showcase to supercharge getting back into the swing of things. The Stars won yesterday morning against the Flyers youth, and a tight one, 2-1. And they dropped their opener against Snyder Hockey on Friday afternoon, 3-0. So the Stars looking to bounce back here today. We're going to have an extended look at warm-ups coming up with 5 minutes on the clock. Team's still not out of the locker rooms yet, but there goes the buzzer from the scorekeeper to get these teams out here and get rolling. Stick around. This is New York Stars hockey, 18U EJEPL Diamond 1 versus Genesis Diamond 2. Coming up next on Midnight Sports. ladies and gentlemen. We have a very special guest with us up here in the booth pregame. It's the old captain, number 27, Joseph Ramos. JR, how you feeling today?
Feeling all right. Hurt, obviously, so just going to try and work back and hope we get a win today.
Walk us through what happened yesterday as best you can. We know you're out today with an upper body injury. Don't want to disclose too much, of course, but what happened yesterday?
Just took a pretty late hit on the forecheck. Kid called me blindside, didn't really see it.
And what's the timeline and prognosis here?
We'll see. Probably give it a week, two, and try and get back.
That's great. Seems like a best case scenario given how you went down after that late hit yesterday and saw you crumpled over on the bench, with the blind side. And so, a couple of weeks seems like best case scenario to us up here in the booth. What will you be doing today for the team?
Probably jump on the bench with coach and probably coaching the D.
All right, we're going to keep a close eye on your defensive pairings out there. And everybody here at Midnight Sports wishes you very well in recovering. Obviously, a huge loss to the team not to have you out there today, but best case scenario, have you back for the next one at Silver Sticks. And we can't thank you enough for joining us here today in the booth.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, good luck out there. All right, welcome on in. This is Exton, PA. It's getaway day here for the Stars. It's game 4 of this EJEPL August showcase. And the Stars come in with a 1-2 record. Hard luck loss yesterday to the Huntsmen. They were right in the thick of it until the legs seemed to wear out in the second half yesterday. And so the Stars looking to get back to 500. It'll be Patrick Donaghy in the net for the Stars today based on the warm-up routine here. And he has been a revelation for the Stars in his first 2 games as he has excelled between the pipes. He'll take over for Ryan Speaker. Did a yeoman's work yesterday against the Huntsmen. And first and foremost, though, our thanks to JR, old 27, the captain, coming up here. Joining the booth. He's out with an upper body injury today, but we expect to see him back on the ice soon. Could be as soon as Silver Sticks in 2 weekends. Of course, Stars off next week for the Labor Day holiday. And so we'll have all the action for you right here on Midnight Sports, subject to carrier restrictions, when they head down to Westchester, PA. Not too far from Exton, in fact. In 2 weekends' time. But first, of course, it's game 4 of this showcase against the Genesis Hockey Club out of Colmar, PA. You may have seen broadcasts in the past from Hatfield Ice. That's the Genesis home barn. But of course, we're in Exton, PA today, and we're going to get you set now that the warm-up timer has gone. We'll get that scoreboard on your screen and get rid of that lower third so you can enjoy all the action here from Exton. We can't thank you enough for joining us early on a Sunday morning. Well, it shows the Stars up 1, but that was a loose button. Certainly folks at home hoping that's true in the early going, but for now, this game's going to start nothing here from Exton. 25 minutes on the clock. You may recall from watching earlier this weekend or last season, these EJ games are 2 25-minute halves. No side switching. That would be way too long, a period of the long change, and so the teams will keep their side. Stars will be moving left to right on your television screen or radio dial, depending on whether you're just listening on in. Try and get you some noise here from the arena as well, so you don't just have to listen to the dulcet tones coming from the broadcasting booth. It's okay to watch it on mute. My feelings won't be hurt because I won't know. All right, just about getting set here. Goaltenders making ready in their creases. Over the boards comes Nikolaitis, Bolognic, Bizarro, Kocher, and Viscoso. For the Stars in their road navy blues, Genesis in their home white jerseys. They'll be moving right to left on your screen. Donaghy takes over the crease, and we are just about ready to go. 9:10 a.m. here on the East Coast. And we're so happy to have you joining us. Boards being pounded, goalies being checked, scorekeeper ready. And it's puck drop for period 1, coming up right now on Midnight Sports. Bolognic eyes up his man at the dot, wins it cleanly back to Viscoso, and we are off and running here from Exton. It's Kocher up the neutral zone. He was looking for Nikolaitis. That puck all the way into the offensive zone, but Nikolaitis turns on the backhand, shoots in. First shot on goal already for the Stars. A good offensive start, but here comes Genesis right back in the other direction. It's Genesis at the blue line. Kocher will take over, though, and get it right back up into the offensive zone. Kocher on over there. Shot in from the far side. It was Bizarro from that far point. Nikolaitis to pick up behind the net. It's Nikolaitis all the way up to Bolognic at the point. Bolognic fires in. Seen the whole way was that shot, and then it goes through the blue paint on the Nikolaitis follow-up. Took a deflection, it looked like. In any event, it's a shot on goal. Nothing more for the Stars just yet. Viscoso dumps that in for Nikolaitis. And now the puck racked over to the near half wall. Viewing angles here are great from the top, but when the puck is down in that near corner far end of the ice, you'll just have to trust what I'm saying, as it's a little bit more difficult to see. Bolognic picks off a pass, and he's able to dump that on in. It's now Genesis trying to pump that puck up and out. Can't get past Kocher. Kocher takes a shot, and it's Nikolaitis in tight, tries to jam it home, and that puck rolled on him. Stars able to change while the puck was in the offensive zone, at least get their new D-men out there. It's Struda and O'Day who are able to dump that puck on in. Bergman out for the first time with Russo. It's the Stars working that puck all the way across the offensive zone. Back across it goes. It's Rosick who was able to throw it across the offensive zone. Druda does very well to get over, and on the backhand chips it forward. Now it's Rosick who's able to get that puck thrown around. Russo on the forecheck. Puck bounces on O'Day. Here comes Genesis now. O'Day gets back very quickly. It's 1-on-3 for Genesis. They had been penned in their own zone. They have to make a change after the dumping. It's the Stars trying to flick that puck out. Faked out the cameraman. And it'll be Druda all the way to in front of the camera well, but we get a whistle, and we'll see what the call is here. It looks like it'll be Genesis to the box, perhaps. And it was Rosick who drew the penalty. Genesis straight to the box. It's a 2-minute roughing call on the home team, and the Stars with an early power play. 22:57 left to go in this opening frame, and the Stars up a man with goose eggs on the scoreboard. Power play unit numero uno comes over the boards. It's Russo, Bergman, Bizarro, Nikolaitis, and Rosick. And so it's a 5-forward lineup out there for the power play unit. Looking to generate some offense are the Stars early on in this one. And the Stars, when they score first, are 1-0 on this young season. It's now Nicolaitis pinching in. That puck's going to come all the way out. Comes in on goal. Donaghy just bats it aside there for Bergman. All those shots count the same, though, and so it's Genesis's first shot on goal. This will be Bergman working that up to Bizarro. Bizarro all the way across as that puck comes into the offensive zone. Genesis will pick up now and dump on it. Turning for that puck are the Stars. It's Russo to pick up on the forehand. Russo on the puck, skates it up, out of danger, out of his zone, leaves it for Bergman at the defensive blue line. Bergman feathers that pass up, but it's going to go for an icing as just a bit of a miscommunication between the players out there on the ice. And so, defensive zone draw coming up for the Stars. 1:21 left to go on the man advantage. Looks like we didn't get the clock going in time there for you, so we're going to fix that now, as there's 22:18 left to go in this first half. This is Rosick into the offensive end. He's surrounded immediately by three men. Bizarro picks up the loose change, works that puck deeper. The return pass does not connect, and so this will be Donaghy out of his net on a very quick up. He's looking for Bolonic, and he finds him. Bolonic through the neutral zone into the offensive end, shoots, and that's sticked aside up into the netting by the Genesis netminder. Just a shot on goal there for the Stars. Nothing more just yet for the visitors from Coney Island. 21:50 left to go in this first half. 53 seconds left to go on the man advantage for the Stars. This will be Bolonic to take the drop. Wins it over toward the half wall. It's worked up to the point. O'Day settles the puck nicely, works it deeper and softly. Over to Bizarro. Bizarro right back up to O'Day, top of the slot. Pushed on over now for the Stars. They shoot in and they score. Well, it was Rosick who did the business. Brendan Rosick gets on the board early with 21:37 left to go in this first half. It is a Stars goal on the power play. And Rosick able to tuck it behind on the snapshot wrister. Follow-up face-off. Sees Izakov, Gitman, Viscoso, Davios, and Kocher out there as the five skippers for the Stars. Stars with an early lead now. It's Davios pinning the puck at that far defensive half wall, trying to work it up and out of the zone. It gets up to the point, but no farther just yet, as the Stars will have to circle back through Kocher in the near corner. It's Kocher trying to chip that puck up past a man. Gitman takes a hit to work it up to the point, and then it was a shot on goal there by Genesis that Donaghy saw the whole way. Stars throw that all the way down for an icing with 20:55 left to go here in the first. It'll be a defensive zone draw for New York. Now, same five skaters will stay out there as this face-off will come to Donaghy's left. Gitman and Kocher in the slot as Izakov works that face-off forward. Shot comes in, it's blocked, and now Gitman to work in the neutral zone. Gitman all over his man there, carries the puck into the offensive end all the way to the end boards. It was through sheer will that Gitman was able to get that to the end boards as a man was all over him, but Stars look to take over control there. It's Izakov at the end boards trying to work that out front. He does. Viscoso shooting in just high of the cage. Had to make a quick decision. The puck came off the toe of his blade. Follow-up shot goes wide. Viscoso has it at that far half wall, and now it's shot in and saved by Genesis. They'll get to work on getting the puck out. Can't get past Viscoso at first. He keeps the zone, and now the Stars laying bodies left and right. And we'll get a call here and see what happens as a helmet comes off. And so perhaps just a stoppage in play for the helmet coming off. Shot on goal for the Stars. Nothing more just yet in that sequence. Offensive zone draw upcoming. Out comes O'Day and Druda as the defensive pair. Bolonic and Bizarro as two of the three forwards. Hard to see from this vantage point who the fifth skater is just yet, but it might be James Nicolaitis on that left side. It's a little conversation there with the Genesis bench It's the officials talking about the Genesis player. Well, forget about that because there's a Stars goal on the draw. And just like that, Dominic Bizarro able to put the Stars up off the draw. Boy, it was a bang play. And the Stars double their lead. It's 2-0 all of a sudden here from Exton, PA. Now just a little delay as the scorekeeper trying to keep up with how quickly that all happened. And he's on it, and we are ready to roll here as O'Day shepherds it out of the zone. It's Nicolaitis up for Bizarro. Bizarro shoots that in for Nicolaitis to try and collect in the near corner. Puck rolls out of the zone, so back go the Stars to pick up with speed. It's O'Day now, circling behind his net and working that puck on the backhand up to the near point. Nicolaitis had come all the way back to throw it up toward Bizarro. Bizarro tries to tap that puck farther, gets it back himself on the wrister, throws it in, hits a body in front. Genesis able to eject it out of the zone, but no more. It's now O'Day over for Druda. Druda on up through the neutral zone. He was looking for Nicolaitis there. Genesis stick in the way. And so Genesis sends it right back in the other direction. They have the puck in the offensive end, but it's O'Day able to separate the puck from his man, and Bolognic takes over with speed. Bolognic tries to go around a man off the boards on the dump in. Genesis sends it right back to the neutral zone. It's the Stars resetting through Druda. Druda on up to the blue line. Able to block a zone exit at first. Nicolaitis does the same. Puck sits and pinballs around. It'll be corralled by Russo, sends it on back for Rosick. Rosick on over toward Viscoso. Genesis comes the other way. It's Genesis on the wrister. Donaghy gets a glove on it. It's swept aside by Russo. Out in front comes Genesis. A great save there by Donaghy. Not sure he saw that puck. Positionally sound, though, and had the big leg pad down to send that puck all the way to the corner. It's Genesis now trying to reset. Far side of the ice, all the way across. Nearly alone in the slot, but it was Nico Viscoso's stick that stopped his man from pulling the trigger. And then Riley Bergman able to get that puck up and out of the zone to Russo. Russo dumps in. Bergman gets chased. Puck comes back to Russo. He shoots it. And that's gloved out of the air by Genesis and thrown up and out of the zone. Good save there by the team in white to keep this a 2-goal hockey game. Kotcher all the way around. Rosick lets that flow out of the zone. Genesis just dumps in again on the delayed offside. They'll make a change. Kotcher back to pick it up. It's Kotcher now on the puck. Works it over toward Russo. Russo gains the line, dumps in, takes a deflection, does the puck all the way down. It's Bergman now harassing his man on the forecheck. Stars with some verve in their step. Bergman side of the cage looking for a trailer. Tries to pop it out to the slot. It takes a deflection, though. It was a good thought there by Riley Bergman to get that pass to the slot. Just a Genesis stick in the way before the icing with 17:34 left to go in this first half. So far, it is all Stars from Exton, PA. And this will be Izakov, Davios, and Gitman as the forwards. O'Day and Druda as the defenders. Do our best to zoom in as we can when the puck's on the other end of the ice. That's a shot from Druda. Blocker to side by Genesis. Follow-up pass goes into the slot. We've got some white netting in front of us, so that's why you're not getting the extreme zoom all the way down. It's Genesis all the way across, nearly tucked in back door. But watching his man on the back check was Davios. That's 9-0, not 0-0. It was Davios who prevented the shot attempt back door. The Stars ice the puck. 17:08 left to go here in the first half. And this will be a face-off in the defensive zone. Far side of the ice to Donaghy's left. Same 5 skaters will stay out there for the Stars. And it'll be Izakov at the dot. Looking to win this one on the backhand to safety and the half wall. Genesis comes away with it, but to the point. And they'll have to reset. Davios, man on a mission there on the forecheck. There was no gap to shoot, and Genesis is going to have to come all the way back to their own end on the deflection to pick up the puck. Now Druda using the body well to protect the puck back to O'Day, and Davios able to bring it to the blue line no farther as Izakov takes over all the way across for O'Day. O'Day carries it. He settles that puck, but just offside were the Stars. And so we'll get another stoppage with 16:40 left to go here in the first. Well, shots 10-2 on the board in the rink. We've got them at 7-4 here. But either way, it tells the tales of the Stars' offensive zone domination thus far in the game. We're 8.5 minutes into it. A lot of hockey left to play. And so don't go anywhere on this one. It's Pizarro trying to curl with the puck, able to work it over. Are the Stars to Bolonic. Bolonic sends it right back across the zone. Slapper in from O'Day, frozen nicely by the Genesis netminder. And so we'll do it all over again, of course, in the offensive zone with 16:15. Well, the clock's still going, 16:11, so we'll get that right. In the rink, just a little slow on stopping the clock was the old scorekeeper, far side of the ice. They've moved it back up to 16:17. Well, as the world turns here with the drama on the board. In any event, that's a tough job to run the board and the score sheet at the same time, as well as the music. And so our sympathies go out to the gentleman across the ice doing the same. It's now O'Day and Bolonic behind their own net, trying to free that puck from the defensive zone. O'Day turns nicely, works it on the forehand over to Nikolaitis, works it up to the point, shot in. Donaghy sticks aside, and the Stars will have to pick up just under the camera well here, dumped once more by Genesis, and they connect at the end boards, looking to pop something out front. That was their best scoring chance of the game thus far when they were able to do so, but Donaghy stood tall on the save in that moment. Now the Stars coming away with it through Bolonic. Bolonic up to Pizarro, the goal scorer, up the right wing now with the puck. It's Bolonic combining with Pizarro once more to get that puck deep in the zone. And the Stars look to get this puck free to get something shot out front. Instead, Genesis will find the puck and eject it once more from the zone. Turning now is Viscoso. And Coach O'Brien can make a change as Genesis was doing the same. Viscoso and Kocher stay out there. Bolonic does as well, but all the way across that puck goes for Rosick, who works it up to Bergman. Bergman, long shot in. That's going to be kicked aside by the Genesis netminder. It was really a dump in, but why not take the shot on goal if it's just going to be kicked aside? Still Bergman, tight angle shot, rejected by Genesis. Onward we play as we tick under 15 minutes left to go in this first half. It's the Stars peppering the Genesis goal right now with shots, but the home team coming back in the other direction. They'll dump that puck deep. Viscoso watches his man. Rosick was going to pick off the pass for the zone breakout, but Russo able to beat him to it. Russo, no look backhand up to Rosick, who carries it into the neutral zone, and now Genesis will come the other way. Still Genesis crashing the net, shooting in. Donaghy fights that one off. Had him handcuffed, but the big shoulder is able to get in front of it, and now the Stars look to reset once more. Kocher behind his own net. Viscoso mans the front of the net. All the way around the curved glass for the Stars. They'll have to try again, though, as this puck rolls behind their cage. And Nico Viscoso will take over. It's Viscoso on up, looking for Bergman. He's able to shoulder his man long enough for Russo to send that to the offensive blue line, but no farther. Puck ping-pongs around in the neutral zone until Bergman gains the line and dumps in. He gives chase. Stars able to change some forwards on that dump in. Kocher keeps the puck in the zone. Now he's in deep all the way across the slot on in. That puck comes up on the Genesis netminder, who's able to save it with the face mask into the glove. A great save from the home team there. And with 13:37 left to go in the first, an offensive zone draw. The man between the pipes for Genesis, keeping him in it right now. Nearly halfway through this first half. Fizikov at the dot, works it forward for Gitman, who controls in the corner. Gitman with a man draped on him, but he finds Izikov at the inboards. Out front is Davios for the one-timer, can't connect. And this will be Druda keeping the zone, throwing that in, looking for a deflection on net, but Genesis comes the other way. It's now Genesis in a 3-on-2, a 3-on-3 developing, though. And so back goes Gitman with the puck to the offensive end. Stars defended that really well, turned into a 2-on-2, actually. I promise I'll get my numbers right eventually. It's Druda now, who has that puck near the point, but it hops over his stick, and here comes Genesis. They do have an odd man rush now. Genesis shoots in. Donaghy able to get a piece of leather on the puck and sends it wide, and now that puck will roll out of the zone. It's O'Day in front of his own bench, as he steps around a man and he flicks that puck up and out of the zone softly so as not to take an icing. Stars can make a partial change. Coach O'Brien rolling those lines quickly. This is game 4 in 3 days on a team that had been short benched yesterday. And so smart coaching there to try and keep the legs fresh. Yesterday didn't have much of a choice with some injuries and equipment problems. Had to just roll anyone out there that he could in that moment. And today, slightly different story so far. No commentators curse on that. It's a 2-on-1 developing here, though, for Genesis. All the way into the offensive end. Kocher able to jam up that pass, and then, in a Willie Mays catch style, corral that puck over his shoulder into the glove and throw it to the corner. And now it'll be Bizarro getting taken down there. He's able to buy himself a penalty. The whistle will go as soon as Genesis gets control, and they do. It's going to be 2 minutes for holding against Genesis with 11:48 left to go in the first. Offensive zone draw coming up. Stars up 2, about to be up a man for the next 2. And so power play unit number 1 is going to come over the boards. It'll be Rosick, Russo, Nicolaitis, Bergman, and Bizarro as the 5 skaters in navy blue. Stars look to extend their lead with the man advantage. Puck's dropped, won by the Stars up to the point. Tight working over there. Good gap control by Genesis. But the Stars still trying to free that puck up. It's going to roll all the way across. It was Bergman using the body to shelter the puck, but Genesis able to pop it on out. And now the foot race is on. Nicolaitis all the way back. Rolling puck saved by Donaghy. And Genesis still controls at the end boards. Some bad puck luck there for the Stars as that puck popped up out of the zone. But all credit to Genesis for steaming down the ice and putting something on net. So Donaghy able to make the save there with the toe as that puck had rolled on in, and the Stars now looking to reset. 1:17 left to go on the man advantage for the team from Brooklyn. And it's Russo behind his net waiting for Bergman to retrieve the puck with speed. Bergman tries to exit the zone with it, but Genesis all over him. And now all the way across comes that puck, shot wide of the cage. It'll be Rosick to pick up with some speed. Converging on the puck, Rosick, Nicolaitis, and Russo. Stars trying to get that puck up and out of the zone. Genesis still in the way. Genesis shorthanded, shoots in on Donaghy, and we'll get a quick whistle on the glove save by Donaghy, and the shorthanded chance of Genesis. Well, defensive zone draw upcoming. New skaters on the ice here for the Stars. It'll be Rosick and Bizarro in the slot, joined by Izakov. Bolonic and O'Day complete the 5 out there for the visitors. It's Bolonic on over to O'Day. O'Day turns, curls with it, and he's going to carry it behind the net. O'Day with speed. He gets tripped up there. No arm raised. Must have just lost an edge in the eyes of the officials. Izakov will take the puck and dump it all the way in. Genesis sends that all the way around. It's going to leave the zone. It was a good zone clearance as it clipped a couple of Stars' sticks. Of course, on the kill, it wouldn't have gone for an icing anyway. It's Rosick picking up in the neutral zone with speed. He's a zone entry machine on the wrister. It's deflected wide. And it's Rosick trying to pick back up and work it up to the point. Instead, that puck's going to roll all the way out for O'Day at his own blue line. Works it up toward Bizarro. Bizarro taps it farther, but here comes Genesis. It's a 2-on-1 once more. Genesis into the offensive end all the way across. Played expertly by Alec O'Day, and he was able to jam up the cross-crease pass, and the shot went wanting. And so this will be Genesis coming right back in the other directions. 5-on-5 hockey now as Bizarro bodies a man right in front of the Genesis bench, then gets taken down. And the official's going to let him play after a little jousting in each direction. So this will be Izakov now on the puck. At his own blue line, works that puck on up to Rosick. Rosick enters the zone once more, top of the slide. He's got a man all over him, still able to fire it on cage. Saved nicely by Genesis once more. That puck off the boards, but still in the zone. It was a keep there by Rosick, and now it will be Genesis coming back in the other direction. Softly tossed to the far side of the offensive zone so they can make a partial change. It was a big hit against the glass on the far side, and we're going to get a stoppage in play now as a Star has stayed down. Now, Star's still on the ice right now. We'll give you an update when we can. Of course, everybody up here in the booth wishes just the best for all these young athletes. Game's supposed to be fun and safe first and foremost. So our best wishes to any athlete that suffers an injury on the ice. Well, Brendan Rosick's going to get some stick taps here as he skates off slowly. A little help from teammate in Alec O'Day. And so you never want to speculate on what an injury could be. But hopefully just an awkward fall and he can get back out there quickly. Of course, as we said, health and safety paramount. And so just fingers crossed as to this injury not being serious at all. We'll keep you updated when we can. This is going to be a face-off in the neutral zone after the whistle went due to the injury. And so this will be Izakov with Gitman to his right and Davios to his left. It's Genesis trying to win that forward. The Stars had gummed it up at first, but Genesis was eventually able to fire in. Back for it is Druda. Druda on up for Gitman, who's able to body that puck forward and then get it back. Gitman, a little kick to himself. He's got Izakov trailing. Gitman all the way across. It looked like it was a shot pass off the leg pad, but it was a good save by Genesis not to put that right back on a Stars stick. Here comes Genesis once more. Donaghy able to fight that one off and then jump on top. And so just a shot aside from each team in the sequence. 8:25 remaining to go here in the first half. Shots 13-10 on the broadcast, 14-9 in the rink. And a defensive zone draw for the Stars. Genesis controls. They fire in once more. Takes a deflection off a leg in front. And now it'll be the Stars looking to pump that up and out of the zone. Corralled nicely by Genesis at the blue line. They keep the zone, dump on in. Druda back for the puck. He's able to work it over to Davios, and now it's O'Day settling that puck down on the zone exit. Works it up to Gitman, who's able to flick that puck deep in the zone and let the Stars get to work through Izakov at the end boards. It's Gitman joining there on the forecheck. That puck rolls up. Davios had made his man make an early pass, and the Stars will take over in the neutral zone once more. Across for O'Day. Izakov now picks it up and takes it in the zone. All alone was Davios, just out of his reach in the low slot. And the ensuing pass finds a Genesis stick. It's now O'Day stepping up on the neutral zone pass to cut out the threat. It'll be Izakov taking over once more. He's gained the line. Now he's gained the offensive zone. Tries to go around a man. And he'll follow the puck into the corner so the Stars can make a change. It's Genesis throwing that up and out of the zone once more. Viscoso across to watch his man there. It's shot in. Donaghy saw it the whole way. Gloves it down and freezes it. And so with 7:13 left to go here in the first half, it's a defensive zone draw for the Stars. This one will come to Donaghy's left. Stars, after the Donaghy freeze, can complete their change. It'll be Kocher, Nikolaitis, Pizarro, Belonik, and Viscoso out there as the five skaters. Stars take that face-off win and work it over to Kocher, who sends it on up to Nikolaitis. Nikolaitis on the puck now into the offensive zone. Soft pass. He was looking for Belonik at the back post and nearly found him. Instead, it's Pizarro filtering that puck deeper for Nikolaitis. Nikolaitis on the puck back to Pizarro. Kocher calls for it at the point, and Pizarro works it to him. Kocher trying to work that across the blue line, but here comes Genesis in the other direction. It's Genesis on the breakaway. Donaghy stones him. And now it's Genesis once more, where Donaghy uses the shoulder to send that up and over the bar. Belonik able to work that up toward Nikolaitis. Stars with the puck through Nikolaitis. Crashing the net is Pizarro looking for the rebound. Nikolaitis shoots and it's saved over to the corner. Nicolaitis has it back after Belonik was on the forecheck. Nicolaitis finds Bizarro. Bizarro on the puck near half wall, shoots, and that's stopped as well by Genesis. As Kocher able to work that puck just a bit deeper in the zone. It does eventually cross the blue line, though, and so the Stars will have to clear the offensive end to avoid the offside call. It's now Genesis on the home run pass just off the bench. That's going to miss everybody, and we'll get an icing here on the pass that didn't quite connect. It was a great thought by the home team as they had snuck in toward the Stars' blue line. But watching them well were the Stars, and so that puck hopped over all sticks and the end line, leading to an icing with 5:53 left to go here in the first. This will be Russo to take the drop, far end, far side of the ice. Gary Larson need not apply. Anyway, here comes Genesis. And a 2-on-1 all the way across. And O'Day forced that pass behind the Genesis trailer, and so the Stars can head back in the other direction. Diagonal pass connects. Bergman to Rosick. Great to see him back out there. Brendan Rosick skating around freely, and so wonderful to see him back on the ice, moving without any apparent injury. It's now Genesis coming back in the other direction. It's a 3-on-2 if Genesis hurries. They cross into the offensive end. O'Day, though, big stick and big body, able to get his stick on puck and move that puck on up. The Stars, though, touch up, and we get an immediate whistle, which one would imagine is going to be a quick stoppage. High sticking is the call here. And it looks like 5 skaters will still stay out. Didn't see an arm raised, so just a puck playing infringement, not a high stick against a player. And so just a defensive zone draw here for the Stars. That face-off, one up to the blue line, and Genesis is off. So here comes the whistle. Nope, Genesis did not touch the puck, just a delayed offside. Stars with some time to reset. Flicking on over was Davios for O'Day, who steams all the way deep into the offensive zone. Bodies a man there. Gitman for support. Bouncing puck eventually finds a Genesis player as we tick under 5 minutes left to play here. It's Davios strong on the puck. And now we get a door open in the offensive end. And so just a reminder that this is youth hockey, of course. Sometimes doors open. And a good spot by the official on the ice so nobody gets hurt. Can chuckle about it because no one was checked into an open door. Of course, easy to get hurt when those doors open. And so it was a quick whistle from the official with 4:44 left to go here in the first, and an offensive zone draw for the Stars. It's Izikov trying to win that back to the top of the circle. Genesis in the way. Keeping the zone is Alec O'Day, who works it down deeper for Gitman. Stars have to go back on the forecheck here, though, as Genesis controls in their own end. Rolling puck nearly finds Izikov all alone, but Genesis able to get that puck up and out. So tracking back is O'Day. The big 22 has Druta out there as his defensive partner. It's O'Day coming through the neutral zone with speed. He's pushed wide, but he carries it deep to the end boards. O'Day will leave it there for Izikov and get back up to the point. It's Genesis coming away with the puck. O'Day lays the body. Davios controls back for Kocher. Gitman deputizing as a defender right now as O'Day back in position. Gitman can go to the bench for a change, so can O'Day. Shot comes in, rejected by the Genesis netminder once more. Puck rolls to the near corner, and it's the Stars having to back off that play so as to get set. Puck in front of the scorer's booth now. Genesis carries it into the offensive zone, but Genesis also making a change, so they'll dump in, and Kocher can go retrieve. It's Kocher working that puck up to the blue line. Bizarro on the puck, and he will skate forward. Picks it up off the near half wall. Bizarro across the slot, shoots in, hits the post. You could hear the metal from up here, as every goaltender will tell you. It's just as good as a save if the puck doesn't go in the back of the net. And so it's Kocher now at the point, looking to flick one on net. That's blockered aside by the Genesis netminder and then sent up and out of the zone. So just one shot on goal there for the Stars. Icing already waved as we tick to 3 minutes left to play here in an eventful first half. And Genesis able to dump in once more. So Kocher back to pick it up. It's Kocher on the puck. Goes from Nicolaitis to Belonik. Belonik leaves for Nicolaitis. Nicolaitis with speed into the offensive end. He's going to carry it wide so the Stars can try and set up shop here in the offensive end. Belonik's shot in, kicked aside by Genesis. Now the Stars out in front. Nicolaitis pulls the trigger. That shot goes just wide on a deflection. Nicolaitis gets it back in the near corner. He's got Pizarro cycling with him. Stars look to pick up that puck at the point. It doesn't quite get up to Viscoso, and so now tracking back are the Stars. But we're going to get a whistle here as there was some after action with Nicolaitis in the corner. Looks like Genesis is going to go on to the box for the action behind the play. And so this should be a Stars power play with 2:22 remaining to go on the roughing call to Genesis. Must have been a late hit. Couldn't see it from this vantage point as play had already ticked into the neutral zone. And so over the boards, Coach O'Brien just buying his players an extra second of breath. He had some of his power play unit on the ice already in that shift. And so just trying to give them a chance to catch their breath. The Genesis fans, getting a little bit irritated. But it's a veteran coaching move, of course, by Coach O'Brien. Give his players an extra chance to catch their breath, given that they had already been out on the ice. This is now O'Day settling it for Pizarro in the neutral zone. And it's Pizarro once more at center ice, trying to work that over toward O'Day. Genesis comes away with it. Blocking that was Pizarro at first, but Genesis still with the puck. Genesis into the offensive end, trying to set up a shot, and they do. And it's a shorthanded goal there with just under 2 minutes left. In this first half, Genesis does strike on the shorthanded goal with 1:59 remaining to play here in the first half of Game 4 from Exton. And so the Stars with a little bit of work to do, as they've still got 1:38 left to go on the man advantage, but their lead has been cut in half. This will be Nicolaitis at center ice. Genesis goaltender just getting ready there, having a drink of water, as goaltenders will do during a stoppage in play. This is now Pizarro trying to carry that puck into the offensive zone. He's able to slap it there. It's sent right back out by Genesis. A reminder, new USA hockey rules for U18. There is, I should say 18U, there is no icing on the penalty kill. Very similar to NHL rules. Also adopted the delayed offside call as Donaghy settles that puck for Nico Viscoso. 1:33 left to go in this half. 1:09 left to go on the man advantage for the Stars. It's Rosick with speed into the offensive end. Turns around a man there on the wrister. Tight angle shot. Tries to pick the top corner. That one goes up into the netting off a deflection. And so an offensive zone draw up coming for the Stars. Nothing more just yet on this power play in this last game of the August Showcase weekend. 82 seconds left to go in the half. Time enough to say thank you so much for joining us here on a Sunday morning on Midnight Sports. It might feel like summer outside, but it's winter in the rink, and we're so happy to have you. It's O'Day working that puck on over for Viscoso. Viscoso turns to buy himself some time and ice. Works it down to the near half wall, gets it right back from Nicolaitis and returns the favor. It's Nicolaitis now cycling to himself, side of the cage. Nicolaitis shoots and scores! Well, stop me if you've heard this one before. It's James Nicolaitis working in tight, able to shoot and score and reestablish the Stars' 2-goal lead here in Exton, PA. All of a sudden, it's Stars 3, Genesis 1, 1:03 left to go in this first half. It's Russo, clean win to himself. It's Russo all the way in. It's a 2-on-1, tries to send it over toward Bergman, and a stick lift saw that puck just roll in on net, and it was sent aside by the Genesis netminder. Genesis still trying to come back in the other direction, as you'd expect. It's O'Day with a stick lift on his man, far side of the ice. Puck filters around toward the slot. Druda able to get to it, though, and work it up for Bergman. Up the right wing is Rosick. He's going to pour in on the forecheck fast enough that the Genesis netminder out of his cage to settle that puck with 32 seconds left to go. And it's now Russo on the forecheck. Rolling puck finds Druda in the neutral zone. Druda on the puck goes point to point with O'Day. O'Day right back to Druda. Druda will stop, turn, pick up that puck as it had hopped over his stick. He's back on it, throws it across. And this will be O'Day now trying to jam that puck up and out. 13 seconds left to go. We'll see if the Stars just try to pin this against the boards to kill off the rest of the clock. That's exactly what the veteran Russo did on that far side. Now the breakout doesn't connect. And so we should get the buzzer here. It's one more save by Donaghy. And after one, it's the Stars 3, Genesis 1. Stick around. Ice Cut up next. Words from our sponsors. And then 25 more EJEPL 18U Diamond 1 minutes from Exton, PA. This is Midnight Sports.
Hey there, folks. Come on down to Rowdy Howdy's Cars, Trucks, and SUVs today. You won't want to miss these sweet deals on some vintage automobiles. It's our special Bring Home a Gnome weekend. Sure, you've heard of adopting dogs, but did you know that thousands of garden gnomes are without gardens, and by extension, neighborhood kids to freak out? I mean, just look at that guy. I'll even throw him in for no extra charge, even though he's doing a bang-up job of chasing off those rats. You might not believe me, but would our top salesman, Hubba Bubba, lie to you? It's Rowdy Howdy's. 1234 Fake Cat Boulevard, just off the interstate, right past the biggest American flag you've ever seen. Rowdy Howdy!
I'm not here to tell you to buy Canadian Hawk jeans or that they make your butt look amazing. Jeans are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color.
These jeans have great genes. Hockey fans, does your dog prefer your partner over you? Do you get frustrated when you're the one getting the dog's food and water and your spouse still gets all the cuddles? Well, guess what? We've solved your problem with Bacon Stick, the new bacon-scented deodorant. Now your dog will choose you every time. Guaranteed to work or your money back. Guarantee not applicable if your dog just doesn't like you. Like, for real though, how bad a person do you have to be for a dog not to like you? Liking everyone is their one universal quality. It's Bacon Stick. Smell better. Hockey fans, do you ever have trouble figuring out when to leave for a game? It can be hard to know how long the drive will take, when warm-ups will start, and even when the ice will be available. But worry no more, scientists have been hard at work creating the Hockey Calculator, which will tell you exactly when to leave for the game. The patented technology, the Hockey Calculator, means that you don't have to spend a moment thinking about when to leave anymore. Simply enter the start time of your child's game as well as when you think you should leave, and the calculator will instantly tell you to leave earlier than you planned. It's the Hockey Calculator. We take the plan out of planning. Hockey fans, is there someone in your life that you don't like all that much? Hate's too strong a word, but you wouldn't mind seeing a little universal justice enacted? Well, at Bad Weather Forecasting, we have just the product you're looking for. That's right, it's a purposely wrong weather forecast. Just send our forecast calling for sunny skies to your frenemy, and he or she will be the only one outside without an umbrella when the inevitable downpour comes. It's Bad Weather Forecasting. Get one back for the good guys. Hockey fans, driving in New York isn't getting any easier, but not everyone can afford a self-driving car. Have you considered purchasing an angry robot passenger instead? An ARP lets you focus on the road while it yells at the cars around you for driving too slow, driving too fast, and everything in between.
Move your vehicles. Clear the roadway immediately.
Driving in New York is stressful. Let an ARP do the yelling for you. Get yours today.
Well, just getting set here up in the broadcast booth for the second half of this EJEPL Diamond 1/2 Game 4 showcase here in Exton, PA. It's 18U hockey. The ice has been cut. We're going to be back in action here momentarily. Players will have an abbreviated warm-up, 25 minutes on the clock for the game. And so we will see you in just a moment. This is Midnight Sports. Well, just trying to get set here. Ice being chopped up by the players. If you tuned in to games earlier this weekend, you know in August, hard to get the ice to dry. Kind of a strange concept if you're not a hockey player. But of course, if you've watched hockey, you know a puddle of water on ice will stop the puck in a hurry. And so, players trying to cut up the ice, put a little snow on the puddles. In August, hard to get the ice to dry because it's still warm outside. So you have to run the air conditioners pretty cold and get those coils pretty cold. Looks like it might be Speaker in net splitting this game so far. We'll see what the story is here, but it's Ryan Speaker taking over for Donaghy here in a 3-1 game at halftime. And so we shall see how that develops. We'll keep our eye on it. But first, it's face-off at center ice. It's the Stars winning that forward, and then it'll be Kocher settling it down at the blue line. On up for Nikolaitis at center ice, and that puck's going to be dumped on in. Genesis racks it all the way around, and they look to break out in the other direction. Kocher able to settle that puck down, work it up to Nikolaitis. Bouncing puck at the blue line, swiped farther by Genesis. They'll just dump on in. It's Viscoso on the puck in front of his replacement netminder, and working that on up. Nikolaitis on the breakout, finds Bolognic with some open ice. It's Bizarro sending that all the way in, but it goes into the netting, and so this faceoff's going to come out of the zone. It was Bizarro just trying to dump it in off the glass, and instead, it just flew a little high on him into the netting. 40 seconds into this second half. This EJEPL Showcase game number 4. This is the last one from Exton for the Stars this weekend. They'll be back in action next in Westchester, PA at Silver Sticks in 2 weekends' time. We hope you'll join us, subject to carrier restrictions. Midnight Sports hopes to have all the coverage for you on this YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow so you don't miss a minute of New York Stars action. It's Genesis dumping on into the offensive end. Turning for it is O'Day. O'Day on the puck, able to tap that on over toward Bergman. Keeping the zone, though, is Genesis. They fire it forward. Bergman able to pick it up out of the air. Russo was shouldered without the puck. Genesis knew he would be on a break otherwise, but no call coming as Druda back for the puck at his own blue line. Again, good body position to protect the puck, and it's O'Day on up for Bolognic. Bolognic carries it into the zone. It's Rosick trying to shoot, shut down, though, by the Genesis netminder at that far end of the ice. Just a shot on goal for the Stars, nothing more. 1 minute and 21 seconds into this one. It was Brendan Rosick with sight of goal, but just ran out of real estate in tight. And so it was a good save in the end by the Genesis netminder. Now Davios and Gitman trying to get that toward the net front. Bouncing puck comes up to the right point. It's Druda who had pinched in to try and keep the zone. Puck goes all the way over to Gitman, who's just going to dump it farther there. Giving chase is Izakov all the way out front to the slot. Genesis first to it. Good stick lift, though, by Davios to keep the zone. Genesis has to reset behind their own net. Off the back of the cage goes the puck. Turning is Genesis to the near side as that puck gets racked deeper by the Stars. It's Druda coming in to keep the zone, able to swipe that over toward Izakov, who fires in, and that is shot and scored by the Stars. Well, based on the flyby line at the bench, it was Davios who did the business and put the Stars up 4-1 here in Exton in the early going of this second half. Stars crash the net, and as they say, good things happen if you can spend time in the offensive zone crease. It's Gitman all alone in, shoots, tries to feather that under the blocker, and it was a good save by the Genesis netminder. It's Gitman again trying to pull the trigger there in the slot. He does. That shot goes wide, and this will be the Stars trying to get that puck back on a navy blue stick, but it'll roll out of the zone. Will the puck? Genesis tries to dump in. In the way was Druda with Izakov. Rolling puck across the defensive blue line. Genesis has to reset. 22:30 left to go in this half, and it'll be Druda behind his own net. Feathers that up toward Izakov in the slot. Izakov on the backhand all the way out of the zone, and Genesis with a delayed offside coming here. And so Izakov with some time and space to go back to his own net. He'll skate that up toward the slot. He takes a hit there, but works it over to Gitman. Gitman on over for O'Day. Two bodies collide, but O'Day looks to get it back now in the neutral zone. Instead, it's Genesis coming right back into the offensive end. Genesis still on the puck. Druda watches his man wide. Thrown in front. Speaker able to get the stick on it with a little help from Nikolaitis. And the Stars take over once more. It's O'Day in the near corner under the camera well. Genesis back on the puck. They're trying to send it all the way across. They use the advertising boards to do so. It's Genesis filtering in front, but James Nikolaitis in the way of the pass, and now he'll carry it all the way out and leaves it for Bolognic, who shovels it across, looking for Bizarro, who was all alone in front, just a bit out of his reach. Bizarro looks to catch that puck and get it back as Genesis comes back the other way. It's a 3-on-2 for Genesis if they hurry into the offensive end. Genesis comes toward the slot. It's sticked aside by Viscoso. Genesis back with it as Bolognic rides his man all the way into the boards there. No call coming as it was shoulder to shoulder. This will be Kocher with speed up the right wing, all the way across, all alone in front, shot, and that puck saved very nicely by Genesis. It sat in the blue paint, but Genesis was first to it, and they'll ice the puck. Will the team in white, the Stars, have an offensive zone draw coming up, but standing tall was the Genesis netminder on what turned into a Stars shooter all alone in front. And Genesis able to keep this a 4-1 hockey game. Puck's dropped, one by the Stars, but up and out of the zone, so they'll reset in the neutral zone through Kocher. Kocher on the puck all the way across for Viscoso. Viscoso on up for Nikolaitis. Nikolaitis, one touches that into the zone. Giving chase up the right wing is Dominic Bizarro on the forecheck. Genesis on the puck for a moment in the corner, but no longer as the Stars look to take over. Bouncing puck finds Nikolaitis all the way across the slot. It's sticked just wide by Genesis up and out of the zone. Genesis connects in what could be a 2-on-1, but Kocher had gotten back and got his stick on the puck. Bizarro for Nikolaitis, back to Bizarro. Bizarro dumps in. Nikolaitis gives chase. Genesis sends it right back into the neutral zone. It's Druda on over for O'Day. O'Day on the puck. He's able to wing that all the way around, and the Stars can get three new skaters on the ice. It's Genesis picking up behind their own net. They work it up and out of the zone. Picking that pass off is Rosick. In tight is Rosick. He shoots, and the blocker save by the Genesis netminder. And at 20 minutes even, it was a great chance for the Stars, but the Genesis netminder able to reject the shot at the far end of the ice. Now puck's dropped, one there by Genesis, and they'll send it up and out of the zone. Look for Genesis to be cheating toward the offensive zone a little bit as this game moves on. Druda able to body his man at the end boards there. Puck gets pinned against the yellow, and Russo in for support. Druda able to free the puck, works it on over, and it was Bergman who fires it across the defensive zone, picked up there by Rosick. Up for Russo, back toward Bergman. And it's Russo picking up that loose puck and throwing it up into the air and giving chase in front of the Zamboni doors. Bergman pulls it off the boards. He's got two Genesis players around him. The Stars will have to pick it up in the neutral zone. It's Druda settling that puck down, throwing it across for Rosick. Rosick able to use his edges and get around one man and two. He gets the puck back, dumps it on in, and Genesis will have to retrieve. 19:10 left to go in this game as the Stars, and Rosick on the back check separates his man from the puck, but here comes Genesis trying to dangle on in. Bergman and Druda combine to separate their man from the puck. Speaker able to just jump on that one. Genesis not nearby, and so Speaker releases, and it will be O'Day on the puck in front of his own net. Works that puck up to the top of the zone, not out. He'll get a second bite at the apple as he works it over to the weak side and finds Rosick. Rosick feathering on up for Bergman. Bergman surveys. Drop pass connects with Rosick. Rosick on the forehand, sends it all the way across. It was a one-touch looking for Izakov. Instead, though, it's going to be Genesis coming back the other way until Kocher steps up on the puck and takes it in the offensive end himself. Sets it up in the slot on the forehand. Shot in. Genesis able to reject it. On up to Viscoso. Viscoso can step into one here, top of the circle. It takes a deflection off a skate. Genesis able to send that puck all the way up and out. This one should go for an icing. It does. And so we'll have a stoppage in play with 18:10 left to go in this one. Offensive zone draw upcoming for the Stars. Shots 26-17 on the board in the rink, and the same on your board at home. Just a reminder, the time and shots on goal are an approximation on your board at home. Try to follow the rink as closely as possible. But if there is a difference between the two, trust the rink, not the broadcast. It's Genesis picking that puck up in the neutral zone, and now they'll stalk down the left wing, looking to fire something on net. Instead, drop pass doesn't connect, and so Gitman able to reject that and send it out of the zone. The soft filter over toward the far side of the ice, but Nico Viscoso able to intercept, carries it behind his own net on the forehand. Viscoso strong on the puck, works it up to the point, not out just yet. Genesis able to dump in once more as the action's picked up here in the Stars' defensive end just a little bit. Kocher all over his man, has some help from Izakov. Bouncing puck finds Gitman at the dot. Soft pass up to Davios. The goal scorer will carry it forward into the offensive end. Davios with a nice move on the backhand, tries to leave there for Izakov, gets spilled, and Genesis able to pick up and send it to the far side of the ice. Genesis skates it up and out of their zone. Down the right wing they come, and they'll dump in. O'Day able to push his man into the early dump in, and Druda works it right back over to O'Day. O'Day on up. That puck's going to come up to Izakov. Izakov skates it across center ice. Dumps on in. Genesis takes over. It's Izakov who jammed up the zone breakout at first. Genesis carries it across the blue line, but only for a moment as the Stars pour right back in. It's Bizarro now on the forecheck, and he's able to carry the puck to the top of the circle no farther. Here comes Genesis back in the other direction. Stars don't want this to turn into a track meet right now, as they have a 3-goal lead. Just trying to protect the puck as they are. Bizarro on over. It's now Nikolaitis into the offensive end. Shoots in. That's kicked aside by the Genesis netminder. Onward we play. Genesis back in the other direction. They'll drop it at the offensive blue line. Druda able to use the boards to get that out of trouble and then carry it across center ice. There he finds Nikolaitis. Nikolaitis around a man in all alone. He shoots, and it's gloved aside and frozen by the Genesis netminder just like that. It was James Nikolaitis with an early look on goal there in the second half. Just 8 minutes and 45 seconds gone in this frame. And the Genesis netminder reached out the big black mitt and was able to keep that puck out of the back of the net. This will be Bolognic with Bizarro and Druda up the middle. Big Alec O'Day at the left point and James Nikolaitis at left wing on this drop. Bolognic awaits, chips that toward the slot, but coming away with it is Genesis. And their pass through the neutral zone connects. Zone entry works. Genesis could have been just a bit offside. Instead, we play on as the Genesis player able to expertly drag the toe across the blue line. It's now the Stars trying to get this puck up and out. Bolognic and Nikolaitis working well to get that puck over to Bizarro. Bizarro through the neutral zone into the offensive end. It's Dominic Bizarro firing in. It was a screen shot and an even better save there by the Genesis netminder. And just dabbing up the netminder is Bizarro, doing the same as Bizarro had crashed the net. Both players making sure the other one's okay. Love to see that kind of sportsmanship out on the ice. And the Stars will make a partial change here. It's Rosick out there with Russo and Bergman. Viscoso and Kocher as the defenders. That puck bounces, shot in by the Stars. And now the race is on, back down at the other end of the ice. It's Viscoso getting body position on his man. Kocher to pick up and reverse for Viscoso, who's got some open ice in front of him. On the backhand, he's got Russo for support, able to flick that puck up. It's kicked right back in by Genesis, but then sent up and down. The ice on net, no icing coming. Might have taken a deflection off a Genesis stick anyway. It's Bergman on the forecheck. Genesis throws that puck up and out of the zone, but into their own bench. And so with 15-20 left to go in this second half, it's going to be a drop. Should be in the offensive zone here for the Stars. It is, as Genesis sent it into their own bench from the defensive zone. And so this one far end, far side of the ice for the Stars to try and set up shop. It'll be Russo with Rosick in the slot, Kocher behind him. Viscoso and Bergman complete the 5. Shot comes in, deflected, and it's a wonderful save. Might not have looked like much from your couch at home, but that puck changed directions twice on the Genesis goaltender, and he was able to reach the big net out and freeze the puck. Now Genesis away with the faceoff. Kocher will take over at the logo and send it on down to Rosick, who dumps that puck in, but maybe it went up into the net. We'll see. It was a very quick whistle on the backhanded dump in. That puck might have rolled up on the stick. And so it'll be a neutral zone drop just outside the Genesis zone here, and Russo to take. Russo chips that forward. Bergman gives chase. A set play there from the Stars, it looked like, as Bergman knew immediately to pour on in, and he gets that puck back. Bergman still on the puck, sends it on over to Kocher. Kocher fires in, goes off a skate. Bergman tries to swipe it farther, but Genesis will come in the other direction as that puck bounced off a few sticks. It's still Genesis. Drop pass connects there. They try to throw it in, but Kocher and Rosick had combined to prevent the threat from getting toward the goal mouth. Now Rosick back in the other direction. He finds Bergman, who nearly gets tripped up. It's Bergman in all alone. Shoots. Glove side save by the Genesis goaltender, who, it must be said, despite the score line right now, is having himself a game in that far net. as the Stars have peppered him with 33 shots, according to the scorekeeper in the rink. And he saved all but 4 of them. This will be Izakov at the far dot. He's got Druda and O'Day out there with him. We're under 15 minutes left to play in this game. As Gitman works that up to the blue line. Looked like maybe a cross. Some of the fans want an offside call, but the deflected shot takes it into the netting anyway. And so, unless it's a dispute as to where the faceoff should be, it's a no harm, no foul situation. Izakov again at the dot. Clean win back to O'Day. Settles it with the foot across for Druda. Druda throws that on net. Sticked aside into the netting once more by the Genesis netminder. And so we'll do it all over again with 14:23 remaining to go here from Exton, PA. Getaway day here for the Stars on a Sunday morning. We're just so happy to have you with us right here on Midnight Sports. This is Davios with the puck on the backhand. Throws it toward the slot. Gitman pours inside of the net to try and get that puck over to Izakov. He does. Izakov out front with the puck, but it's going to bounce past all after a couple of deflections. And Druda back for it with a man on. He'll carry it to the near corner. Does Druda, and then works that puck up toward Izakov, who tries to turn with it just off his stick, but it rolls all the way over to O'Day, far side of the ice. Works it over to Davios. Davios on the puck at center ice. Works it up to Gitman, who's going to dump in. Stars consider a partial change, but they'll stay out there with 13:45 left to go in the game. It's O'Day slapping that in and fought off by the Genesis netminder. Was that shot from 22. This puck's going to roll around to the far side of the ice. Davios first to it and dumps it in once more. It's now Gitman on the puck. He'll try to pick it up in the near corner and cycle it deeper there. It's Izakov and Gitman playing a cycle game in that near corner, trying to get that puck toward the net front where Davios awaits. Davios would love to double his tally in this game if that puck could pop out to the net front. It's Izakov now behind the net. Davios trying to find some real estate in front. Izakov carries it wide, and now he'll dump it deeper for O'Day. O'Day side of the net on the forehand, fluttering puck, couldn't get all of it, and it's saved nonetheless from the Genesis netminder. O'Day chops it off a stick, gets it back, and he throws with it, in front of those Zamboni doors. Rolling puck side of the cage. Genesis to control now in that near corner. O'Day all over his man, putting in a shift as Bizarro out there to replace one of the Stars' skaters. It's Davios taking over behind the net. Knocked to his knees, pops right back up, but Druda's going to keep the zone here. Slaps it in, and the redirection carries that puck wide off at what looked like a shin guard. Still O'Day, able to work that puck over to Bolonic. Bolonic on the forehand, fires in. That's gloved aside as Genesis looks to get this puck up and out. They're finally able to do so, but only up to center ice as Druda takes over once more. It's Druda on the puck, trying to chip that over to the weak side. He finds Bolonic, and Bolonic able to dump in, and the Stars can make their defensive change now. It was a long shift for Druda and O'Day, but the kind of long shift you want with your defenseman in the offensive zone. Shot in, tight angle shot, better save there from Genesis. And now the puck comes up to the blue line, dumped right back in by Kocher, all the way across for the Stars. Shot in, shoulder to side up into the netting, and now Genesis will get a break as that puck rolled up and out of play after a couple of Stars shots on the sequence. 11:45 left to go here in this game from suburban Philadelphia. Just an equipment check there for the Genesis goaltender as that puck had rolled up into the helmet. And so this will be Bolonic, Bizarro, Kocher, Nicolaitis, and Viscoso out there. It's Bizarro firing in just wide of the cage off the face-off win by the Stars. And now Genesis will chip that puck on up and out. Genesis with the puck. They fire in. Speaker rejects the shot to the corner. And so now this will be the Stars able to get that puck up and out of the zone. Firing back in is Genesis. Viscoso intercepts the pass, sends it over to Bizarro. Bizarro carries it forward there. It's Genesis right back in the other direction here at the blue line. 2-on-2, now a 2-on-3, but Genesis completes the pass. Speaker kicks out the shot after a sprawling Viscoso had cut down on the shooting lane. It's Genesis now working that puck deeper, but Bizarro picks off a pass, finds Nicolaitis up the right wing. Nicolaitis carries it in. takes a hit there, but Pizarro gets the puck back. Shot in, a save from each netminder now in this sequence, but it's shot and scored. Well, it's the Stars shooting and scoring there. Looks like it might have been Ryan Bolonic doing the business and giving the Stars a 4-goal lead with just under 11 minutes left to go in this game. We'll get that clock right for you. Puck's dropped. Genesis now carries it forward. They shoot in wide of the cage. And onward we play in this 5-1 hockey game. It's the Stars trying on the zone exit. Can't quite connect. And so this is going to be Druda working that over for O'Day. Genesis back on the puck there. Heavy hit by Bergman. Separates his man from that puck. Russo takes over. Russo on the forehand. Works it up to center ice. It's kicked aside by Genesis in the neutral zone, where they'll take over once more. But it was O'Day seeing that puck filtered up to his stick, able to send it right back out. Genesis dumps in once more. Druda to pick up in the near corner. Just over 10 minutes left to play in this game as the Stars push that puck forward. It's now Genesis at their own blue line, trying to work that up the strong side of the ice. This will be Bergman working the puck over toward Russo, but it's a 2-on-2 developing for Genesis. Good stick work there by Druda to cut out the threat. He throws that up the ice, might go for an icing. Oh, icing already waved here, as perhaps it took a deflection as soon as it left the stick of Druda. And it's now Druda back on the puck in the neutral zone. He has two Genesis players all over him. Russo in for support. Genesis takes over at their own blue line, and they work it up to the weak side of the ice. Watching his man there is Druda, pushing him into a corner, forcing him into a pass. Genesis now still strong on the puck, top of the circle, trying to pull the trigger, but it was O'Day, Russo, and Bergman who combined. And now it's Rosick with speed and the puck at the blue line. He drops it there for Bergman. Puck comes just across into the offensive zone. It would have been a delayed offside on the Stars, and so they had to wait for a moment. They reset at center ice. Izakov tries to carry it farther. Puck ping-pongs around just a bit, but it'll go to Bergman as he crosses the defensive blue line to find some time and space. Works it up toward Izakov, who taps it farther, bouncing and spinning puck. We'll see it not cross the end line. Genesis just throws it right back out of the zone. Viscoso with a little bit of time now to pick up the puck in that far defensive corner. He's got Kotcher out there with him. Awaiting, though, are the Stars to go up the strong side of the ice, and now they'll find Kotcher on the near side. It's Kotcher getting in the way of that pass, or dump in, I should say, and preventing Genesis from setting up shot. Izakov picks that puck up at the scorer's booth and tries to dump in. It hits a body on the second try. Now Davios looks to stand up his man, and Viscoso does the rest. It's Kotcher working that puck across the red line, dumping in for Izakov. Izakov shoots in, blockered aside by the Genesis goaltender. That puck is going to sit at the far end boards right now as the Stars look to pry it off the yellow and get it in front. It's the Stars with the puck, trying to filter it in front. Viscoso awaited at the point. He had come all the way in for a shot from the slot, but the puck rolled on all players and now sits in that near corner. 8:01 left to go in this game as Izakov comes away with the puck at the inboards, tries to throw it in front for Davios. It hits a skate. Izakov gets it back. Now he finds Davios, who shoots, and that's sticked aside by the Genesis goaltender, and it'll be the home team coming away with the puck. It's Genesis through the neutral zone. They'll dump in. Kotcher to pick off. It's Kotcher trying to work that puck across the ice. It rolled on him a bit. But Gitman, is there to pick up. It's Gitman all alone in the offensive zone as the Stars go for a change. Gitman does very well to keep the puck in the offensive zone during that change. And then Genesis throws it to the Stars blue line where it was Druda for O'Day. O'Day able to dump on in. 7:20 left to go in this game as it will be Genesis trying to work that puck up and out. Instead, though, the Stars able to keep the zone all the way across. All alone, there's Pizarro. Tries to filter it in. It's saved at first offering. Oh, what a save. Sprawling out was the Genesis goaltender as Pizarro had tracked in front, looking to go forehand, backhand. And the big glove of the Genesis goaltender able to stop Dominic Pizarro in tight. And so it's going to be an offensive zone drop for the Stars. On the far side of the ice, it's Bolognic as the puck sits at the dot. Genesis takes over at that far half wall. They throw it up into the stanchion above the Genesis bench. We're going to do it all over again with 7:02 remaining to go in this hockey game. Well, folks, a reminder, the Stars off next weekend, Labor Day weekend. We hope you all enjoy some of the last days at the beach if that's where you're headed. I'll be on my couch probably watching the same movie for the 500th time, but you know, whatever relaxes you, I suppose, even though you know how the Shawshank Redemption turns out. In any event, this is going to be Genesis coming back in the other direction until Druda able to step in front of that puck and send it up to a teammate for a dump in. It's Bolognic on the forecheck with Nikolaitis as Genesis tries to work that in the other direction. It's Genesis through center ice now all the way into the offensive zone, trying to set up a shot. But getting back there was Bolognic on the back check, gets his stick in the way, and leaves the puck for Bizarro. Bizarro gets chopped at, puck comes off his stick, but Druda corrals, sends it right back up to Bolognic. The goal scorer able to drift into the offensive end. He gets it back on the forehand, and shutting the wickets in time was Genesis with 6:17 left to go in this hockey game. Just a little discussion here between the players and the officials as to what may be going on. Perhaps a penalty called on each side, a roughing call. As Bizarro goes to the box. Tends to be a rare sight on a roughing call. We'll see what the gesture is for him here. But we've got 5-on-5 hockey upcoming, so one taken from each team with 6:17 left to go. And this will be Russo at the dot. And it's O'Day firing that one in off the crossbar on the deflection. The follow-up is saved by a sprawling, Genesis netminder. And so it's now a shot that comes in on Speaker who's just going to cover with 5:58 remaining to go in this game. It's going to be a defensive zone drop here for the Stars after the long dump in on Speaker. Shots 42-20 in the rink, 46-20 on your screen, which in this one feels like a pretty good approximation for how the game has gone. Stars have dominated for long stretches, but Genesis has had their opportunities, and so far the Stars have stood strong. Russo on the puck with Druda and O'Day down behind the end line. Stars able to work that up to Rosick, who's going to skate it across center ice. It's Rosick all the way into the offensive end. The Genesis bench can't believe offside wasn't called there, but in the end, the puck gets saved by the Genesis netminder, and so we'll have an offensive zone faceoff for the Stars, nothing more, with 5:31 left to go in this game. This game for Stars looking to get back to 500 if they can earn the victory here in Exton today. They will have gone 2-2 on the weekend, and so still a lot of hockey left to play here from suburban Philly for the Stars to ensure that happens. It's Genesis pouring in. Druda first to the puck, though, at the end boards, flicks that over toward Bergman, just out of his reach. Genesis fires. It's a shot block by Russo. Genesis with the puck back, but only as far as the top of the slot, where Rosick gets the pass from Bergman. Bergman cuts that puck out of the air and tries to throw it back in front for Rosick, but instead, this is going to be the Stars and Genesis getting into it down at the other end. There was some after action there, and we'll see who's going to head to the box on this. With 4:55 left to go in this game, the chippiness increasing just a bit down on the ice. And certainly one Genesis player going, Coach O'Brien, reminding his players to keep their composure here, as it'll be Rosick to the box. And we'll see if that's all the paperwork that is to be done on that sequence. Now, just some conversation here between the officials and the scorekeeper, trying to pay attention to what's going on closely to get all of the accusations and offenses onto the score sheet here. And it's going to turn into a mini timeout on the ice as the calls are explained to each bench. And each official trying to get the attention of the coaches to make those explanations. Coach O'Brien leans over to hear from the official closest to us as to what the call may be. And the Genesis trifecta on their bench doing the same to hear from the other official. Looks like the explanation complete at the Stars bench and at the Genesis bench. And so there's a penalty up on the board against Genesis. You'd expect the same to be put up on the board against the Stars, but we'll see if we have 4-on-4, 5-on-5 hockey or some other variation. Well, 3 skaters so far for the Stars. This faceoff's going to be all the way down in the Genesis end. And so Pizarro still in the box from the earlier penalty. Looks like a teammate has joined him. Might be Rosick, but it's going to be 5-on-4 in the Stars' favor. And so, just like that, the Stars with a man advantage. Of course, Genesis scored their lone goal shorthanded. And so, totally unclear, of course, as to whether this is going to be an advantage for the Stars this late in the game as Genesis pours forward. You'd expect, though, having the extra skater out there should be an advantage. It's Viscoso on up for Izakov. Izakov on the puck in the offensive end. Nearly touched home there by the Stars, but it goes just wide, does the shot from Nikolaitis on the one-touch play. It's O'Day working that puck just a bit deeper. 1:30 left to go on the man advantage. Jumping on that puck, Marc-Andre Fleury style into the Stanley Cup in 2008 was the Genesis netminder and used the big chest protector to deflect it down. Throws the glove on top with 4:21 remaining to go here in the second half. 1:26 left to go on the man advantage for the Stars. Stars control the faceoff through the Izakov win. Russo on up for O'Day. Back down to Russo. Russo looks across, finds Viscoso on the wrister, tries to fire it in. It hits a shin guard, and Genesis able to clear the zone. And so this will be all the way back. Alec O'Day with the puck. It's O'Day behind his own cage here. He'll be pushed to his forehand and leave that puck up for Izakov. It's touched by Viscoso, back to Izakov, who carries it into the offensive zone. Leaves for Russo there. Russo pushed wide, stalks toward the slot, tries to dump that back down to Izakov, who works it up to Viscoso. Viscoso, no shooting lane, just drops the puck off for Nikolaitis, who shoots, and it's saved nicely once more by the Genesis netminder with 3:40 left to go in this game. And 45 seconds left to go on the man advantage for the team from Brooklyn. This is Viscoso and O'Day, Bolognic, Bergman, and Nikolaitis as the 5 players on the power play here for the Stars. It's Bolognic working that over for Nikolaitis. Coach O'Brien keeping 2 D-men on the ice for this power play to prevent any shorthanded chances back in the other direction as the Stars try to connect on the pass, but that one goes right through the D-men, and so it'll be Viscoso all the way back for it, working it over to O'Day. It's O'Day on the puck, carrying it out through the defensive zone into the neutral zone. 19 seconds left to go in the man advantage. 3:10 left to go in this game as the Stars have the puck at the near point. It's pushed just out of the zone, and so O'Day tracks back for it. It's O'Day still on the puck, carrying it to the far side of the ice. He's going to leave it for Bolognic. Bolognic now on the puck, carries it through the left circle into the slot, shoots and scores! Well, it was Ryan Bolognic dancing through the defense on the power play there, and he was able to find the back of the net. Late on in this one, 2:54 remaining to go, and the Stars extend their lead. It's a 6-1 hockey game late on here in Exton, PA. Shots 49-20 at home and 45-20 on the board here in the rink. And the Stars trying to finish out the game here as Genesis takes over, though, and they work the puck into the slot, but it was good work by Kocher on the pass to the slot to get his stick in the way and prevent any shot from coming. Izakov takes a hit, but he's able to make a play, and we're going to get a whistle here again as the chippiness continues. And the hit on Izikov looks like it's going to be penalized against Genesis. Straight back to the power play. Go the Stars. The officials trying to maintain control of this game as Izikov hit just below the camera well here after he had released the puck, adjudged to be too late in the opinion of the officials, and some groans from the Genesis fans as that call was made. But as we often say up here in the booth, the only two opinions that matter on the ice are the ones coming from folks wearing stripes. And so onward we play here, 5-on-4 for the Stars for what could be the bulk of the remainder of this game. That puck's thrown all the way down. Speaker out of his cage to settle the rolling puck, but then leaves it for Viscoso, who's going to reverse it on over for Rosick. Rosick tries to send that puck right back over to Viscoso. Genesis, though, jamming up the zone breakout as they work that puck up to the point, fluttering puck all the way to the far corner. It'll be Rosick now, carrying that puck up and out of his zone. Rosick has Nikolaitis with him, as well as Bizarro. It's Rosick firing a shot. That's blocked nicely by Genesis, and they're able to just throw the puck up and out of the zone. And the ensuing dump-in goes off a shin guard up into the Stars bench. And so we get a stoppage in play with 1:52 remaining to go in this game. 1:17 left to go on the man advantage. Center ice drop coming up for Kocher, O'Day, Nikolaitis. Well, Nikolaitis will head to the bench now. It's Bolognic, Russo, and Bergman as the three forwards on this power play unit. Bolognic, clean win back to O'Day there. O'Day across for Kocher. Kocher on the puck. Soft touch up to Bergman, who leaves it for Bolognic. Bolognic enters the zone. Drop pass connects with Bergman. Bergman shoots. That hits a shin guard, but Bergman's going to keep the puck in the zone, following up his own rebound off the shin guard. Bergman dances past two men, and then he'll dump it into the zone. Bolognic all the way across the net, looking for a tap in there from Russo. Puck goes just wide, and so this is the Stars keeping the zone. Kocher toward the top of the slot. Kocher on the wrister. That's sticked aside up into the netting by the Genesis goaltender. And so with 1:21 left to play in this game, 46 seconds left to go on the man advantage, it's an offensive zone draw for the Stars. This is going to be Bolognic to take the drop. He's got Kocher and O'Day back at the blue line. Bergman on left wing and Russo on right. Kocher takes that face-off win, sends it over to O'Day. Big slapper in. That's kicked aside by the Genesis netminder. Stars have it back. It's the Stars trying to set up a play from the end boards out in front. O'Day mans that low slot in front. Russo tries to find him. Instead, it comes up to Kocher. It's shot in. Rebound saved as well. Russo looks to get it back at the end boards. Bolognic was in for support. Bouncing puck up to the right point. Tracked down by Bergman. Over to Kocher. Kocher on the puck. 15 seconds left to go on the man advantage. It's O'Day firing that in. Saved once more by the Genesis goaltender. And Genesis able to send that all the way down the ice. Speaker out of his net to settle that puck down for Kocher. It's Kocher on the puck. Behind his net. 5-on-5 hockey now as Kocher sends that puck all the way up. It was deflected into the offensive zone. Bolognic fires it to the near side. Stars make a change. O'Day gets back. Genesis comes through the neutral zone with the puck. It's still Genesis there at the offensive blue line. Drop pass connects, but it was Izikov who was able to get a stick on it at first. Genesis back on the puck. O'Day gets his stick in the way, and it'll be Davios coming in the other direction. 10 seconds left to go here in this game as Davios carries it toward the offensive zone, but Genesis right back the other way. 3 seconds and 2. It's a slapper in. Speaker with the save, throws the glove on it, and that'll do it here in Exton, PA, as the Stars will take the win 6-1. We've gone final. It's the New York Stars 6, Genesis Hockey Club 1. Thanks so much for tuning in right here on Midnight Sports. We'll see you again in 2 weekends. Until then, stay safe.